Hi, my name is Aslan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my second YouTube channel I'm starting. This one is specifically designed for gardening. I thought I would give a howdy video out there so you guys can have some idea of who you'd be watching and what's going on. I am a longtime gardener. I have literally been gardening for years. I inherited my grandmother's green thumb. My mother kind of has a black thumb, but she's recently taken it up as a hobby, whatever. I live in the Great Lakes region. I live on the Indiana side of the Illinois-Indiana border. So I'm technically in the Chicagoland area. All of our major stuff is done through Chicago, but all of our stuff is also through Indiana. So I am one of those that just balances on the in-between. I garden in 5B as my USDA plant zone. This area is pretty much at sea level. We do get a lot of flooding. We do get a lot of water, so we do deal a lot with mold. Through the course of my channel, I will be walking you through my garden. I am currently in the process of moving and expanding my garden. I had it all in containers and raised beds, which is great, but I made the mistake of putting in the raised beds in wood in this area. And then when I went to move some of it, because we had to do some work on drainage on the property, the beds dissolved in my hands. Like 2 years and they just turned to mush. So right now I'm actually in the process of putting up the beds in a different area, but all within metal raised beds and pots. This has been my first year doing it all in metal. I've only installed a couple because it's actually a pretty expensive way to do it. But the dirt around here is very hard, and part of it is very sandy, and part of it it's like a rock. It's very hard clay and dirt. So actually I have found doing the raised beds and the container gardening allows me to control my soil medium. It's the only reason I've actually been able to grow root vegetables in the last couple of years, and I do love growing root vegetables. I think in the last 5 years I've done turnips, carrots, radishes, all that stuff that I had in the past tried straight into the ground locally, and I just couldn't get them to work. They came out as little nothings or not at all, and I just got a ton of turnip greens and no turnip. I love turnips. I don't see a point of planting those without getting my turnip. On this channel I will talk about, my garden is mainly heirloom, organic. I do organic heirlooms. I do enjoy shopping from multiple different companies, and I will show you guys seed catalogs, and I will show you, as I do seed starters, how I deal with white powder mold in the summer. It's a big issue in this area just because of the humidity, especially with squash, zucchini. I've had it on cucumbers in the past, stuff like that, and I don't do chemicals. Or at least, the most I'm willing to go is stuff that is certified as organic safe. I won't do anything that's like 7 or, what is the other one? Roundup, nothing like that. I don't do anything. I'm of the opinion if I can't fix it with my hands or something I have at home, then I'm doing something wrong, that there has to be a way I can improve. So I actually do explore a lot of that. I will show you my seed saving because this year I'm getting 2 things I am seed saving from. I'm super excited, so I will show you guys that. It's heirloom carrots and heirloom radishes. I only have a couple beds in this year. I am slowly adding. It's probably going to take me 2 to 3 years to fully expand. I'm actually turning an entire section of our side/front yard into the garden. In the past, the extra I've raised, I either sell or I donate to my local food kitchen. We have a Salvation Army food pantry here and the little subdivision I live in, and I do donate to that. I have multiple times in the past. Trying to think of what else to talk about. I'm a big fan of biodiversity. I do love heirlooms. I don't do crossbreeding. I have on occasion bought a crossbred, but I won't put it anywhere near anything it can crossbreed with. I do separate stuff so that we're not crossbreeding. I do believe in my pollinators. I would love to have a beehive, but I'm allergic to bees, so I just have to make do with trying to encourage bees to come to my yard, and I avoid them. I haven't been stung in years, but I swell up like the Michelin Man. So it's a nice fine line. My husband says I just have to be happy with the native bees that show up and call it even. I'm a big fan of composting. I do compost. I have done other videos on composting. I do have a Facebook page from my garden. It's called Haven Gardens, and it has a little radish as the photo. I have had that up for a couple of years. That's where I do post sales of stuff that I have extra. I do have a lot of folks that live around me that are just willing to buy it because it is basically homegrown, garden fresh, organic, heirloom. It's the stuff that's got good flavor. So that does sell well, but sometimes I get a little exuberant. And like one year I planted 15 buckets of celery and it took off like kudzu. I ended up turning it all over to the Salvation Army because I had so much celery I didn't know what to do with. There was just no way to package it all or freeze it all or any of that, and it ended up going to some families that really needed it. So that was a nice way to deal with it. I guess I would say my view on gardening is it gives me something to concentrate on, to relax on. That's not my everyday stress. But I also look at my lawn as something that should be providing, like, I don't see a point of just mowing grass over and over again. Like this last summer, I put out red clover. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that. It does help fix the nitrogen in the soil, but I put out about 2 pounds worth of red clover seed just in the yard to encourage pollinators, and I did get quite a few bees. I am working a lot of this around bushes and stuff like that, and I am looking forward to talking about a lot of this with you guys and going through seed catalogs. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see. I am going to try to be as careful with the video footage as possible because some folks did suggest that I have to be careful so that nobody gets like motion sickness, and I don't want that. I do want to be a resource to help other gardeners. I have a butt ton of experience, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's why they keep me where I work. It's because it does equal a lot of experience with what I do. I work in a produce department, actually. If you have any questions or suggestions, I would love to hear it. If there's anything specific you want to see, feel free to leave it down below. This is going to be one in several videos. I don't know how well this channel is going to do, but it'll give me something to concentrate on. Okay, guys, thank you. Feel free to swing on by my Facebook page of Haven Gardens, or I have an Instagram page, just Aslan Tibbets, and I do post a lot of garden photos there, along with other things like I have a son and all that, like pictures of my son and stuff like that. Okay, thank you. Have a good one.